Number 168 in the Masters of Cinema series is the Saga of Anatahan, a movie directed by Joseph von Sternberg that came out in 1953. And this is a really weird movie. Just in the general way that the story is told is unusual and different, yet adds a kind of complexity while still being fairly simple at the same time. Now, the story is something that I've seen a few times on various kind of movies. You have a group of Japanese soldiers who are stranded on an island trying to get by. They don't realise that the war is over, even though they're getting information telling them that they are. They still continue to do what they think is right in that situation, and that is the basic premise of this movie. We start with these guys on a boat sailing across the sea. They get attacked, 7 of them get shipwrecked onto an island, and they discover 2 other people there. A man who seems rather stoic, who seems to wary of these gentlemen, and Kiko, a female, the only female on the island. And this is where the crux of most of the problems come from. We have these group of guys stuck on the island who are trying to come to terms with the fact that they're stuck, trying to survive with the boredom, with the repetition, with the constant monotony of day-to-day life, and they start to lose their structure and command throughout the movie. But it's very strangely done. We have these Japanese actors speaking in their native tongue, talking, having conversations, but you never get any subtitles. You never get word for word verbatim of what they are saying. It's all told through a narrator who seems to be talking on behalf as if he was one of those 7 men, but we're never told which one. He will say things like, "We found ourselves on the island," or when people are talking, he will shorthand give you a verbal explanation of what that person could be saying. It's really unusual and kind of different, and adds a certain unease to the proceedings, because he'll say things like, "At this day, we never knew at the end of this day that 2 of our team would be dead at our own hands. We never knew that the real monsters would be us at the end of this term of exile on this island." It always adds a kind of strangeness to the movie. You know, von Sternberg narrates the movie himself, so it just sounds off kilter with all the images you're seeing. The images are stark and interesting, and though probably done in a studio, looks fairly well staged, and it doesn't come across fully as a sort of built set at the way it starts off. You get all these little relationships and moments throughout the characters. You soon forget about the fact that you're not getting subtitles and the information is being told to you throughout this narrator, but you start to see the certain aspects of people and how their characteristics are starting to antagonise certain people. You get to see the desire in the courtship of Kiko, who becomes a trophy amongst the men of everybody who wants her affections, if only for a night. And she becomes not willingly participant in the destruction of these men, but a strong part of that. And she realises that herself throughout the movie. I was just caught off guard right from the start of the movie. I didn't know what to expect. I felt as if it was going to be a typical kind of story, but it circumvents lots of these through its narration, through the way that the actors portray their parts, throughout the way where it becomes very in your face and strongly emotional near the end, as we start to see the power dynamics really take hold of these people, because of the violence that they can deliver onto other people. They don't start to treat people as people, they start to treat them as belongings, as things that they can manipulate and twist and threaten and berate. And it's a wonderful character study of people kind of losing their humanity. At its heart, it's basically a Lord of the Flies kind of story. But it's really well done, and it's really kind of interesting. It's well shot and staged. I liked all the actors and their performances. I liked the tale and how it kept surprising me and where it was going. And this turned out to be a real surprise. one that I wasn't really expecting, one that I knew nothing about at all. I've never heard Anatahan, as it's sometimes called, mentioned anywhere else, and I found it to be a really odd but interesting movie. It's not one that I'm going to watch a lot, but I can see myself revisiting it, later down the line, just to get lost in these characters once more and the strange uniqueness of the way the movie's presented. Have you seen the Saga of Anatahan? Let me know in the comment box below, and I'll see you next time on Man v Film.